Redbud hosted the previous round of the Mountain Dew ATV National Motocross Championship, and defending champion Chad Wienen took a huge step toward his third straight title by winning Moto 1. But the 88 of Joel Hetrick will not go down without a fight, and he hole-shot the second moto and pulled away from a fantastic battle featuring Wienen, Jeff Rastrelli, and Thomas Brown. In the end, Hetrick would take the moto win and tie Wienen for the day on points. Just one round remains. Who's going to take the title today at Loretta Lynn's? Well, it's all come down to this, the final round of the 2015 Mountain Dew ATV National Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing, the venerable dirt days at Loretta Lynn's Ranch, not too far from, of course, Nashville, Tennessee. We have the 88 Live to Ride benefit auction going on right now, raising money for our trackside medics and our nurse, who helps the riders every weekend, and lots to see and do in and about this place. Remember, this is a true functioning campground, not just a racetrack. For 50 weeks of the year, it's all about hanging out in the creek or at the western town or going to Loretta's mansion. Or maybe you just want to tune up your ATV. Here's Joe Bird, Tennessee native, very popular, multi-time series champion, signing some autographs. And there's young talent like Cody Jansen on hand, pro riders on hand signing some autographs. Ronnie Higgerson here, going to meet some of the fans. The Vickery Motorsports people are ready. There's Jeff Rastrelli, who's had a very strong year on the JB Racing Can-Am. But out of all the things to see and do, the number one topic that everyone wants to know about is the budding championship battle. Joel Hetrick trying to win it this year.
We're here at Loretta's. My goal for the end of the day today is to pull off a 1-1. I'd really like to get the championship, but we're 15 points down. Chad has not had very many bad races over the 3 years, so I can't be upset with the season, how it turned out. I've won so many motos. I just want to finish it off strong and come out next year with a hard charge.
Yeah, Hetrick, 4 overall wins this year, but not quite as consistent as this man, Chad Wienen, looking for the 4-peat, winning the title again. 15-point lead coming into today.
Had a great race at Redbud. Joel and I were duking it out, split motos, 1-2, and had a good week and a half break, and just been at home, kind of preparing, not a whole lot of riding, just doing a lot of cycling and running, and hanging out with family, and trying to keep my mind off of the championship so much, and going for the 4-peat, and this year has been one to remember, and actually pushed me to another level, and definitely it's elevated the racing, and here we are at Loretta's and the final round of the year, and I'm gonna go out there and just play it like I've been racing all year long, and go for race wins. And Joel is a very strong starter, so I'm gonna have to be on my A game to get a start in front of him. And there's no safer place than being in the front. So that's where I'm gonna shoot to be, and it's what we're gonna try and go for.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure here going down in the last round. Wienen has to essentially not blow it, but that's not what these guys are used to. They're used to just going for the win. We'll see how he plays it next. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Amsoil. Hey folks, Jason Wygant here on MavTV. It's the Mountain Dew ATV National Motocross Championship. We mean it literally. The championship will be decided today. First, some qualifying. We're on board with Joel Hetrick, who needs to win both motos today, and then hope for some inconsistency for Chad Wienen. But as you see Hetrick throwing it sideways here in practice, a little something on the line for him, hoping to collect $1,000 for having the most fast qualifier awards this year. And that money would be coming from ATVriders.com. Here is Wienen. I'm sure he'd like to be the fastest qualifier, but it's really only for gate pick in the motos, and he's just got to stay safe. And we do have some spoilers on hand. Thomas Brown has won here at Loretta's before. He is someone who could potentially get between Hetrick and Wienen and upset the points. And Jeff Rastrelli has had a career year this year in the Can-Am, so watch out for him as well. Wienen at the top of our show mentioned how important starts will be today. He does not want to have to go through these guys and make it more difficult on himself. And starts the domain of the number 20 here, Josh Upperman, Root River Racing rider this year. He is ultra fast off the gate, so watch for him. Here's the 15 of Nick Janusa out of New Jersey, working in the Pro-Am class, which is the stepping stone to this championship there, and looking to make his name as a pro. Ronnie Higgerson showing you just how rough this Loretta's track can get, just how fast these boys can go on it. And there's Joe Bird, like we said, multi-time champ and a Tennessee native. Always good to see him at the races on the familiar number 7. 68, Nicholas Cavagliasso out of Argentina. Working his way through this is called the 10 Commandments, a 10-pack of whoops and jumps. No one has ever figured out the perfect way to get through there. We just know thou shalt not crash in that section. Please be careful. It gets tricky. Oh, Silas Lamons, usually on the Suzuki, but today, Honda mounted. Speaking of Honda, the head trick machine out front, and he will collect a $1,000 bonus from ATVRiders.com as this year's best rider in qualifying when we total all the events together. But that's just qualifying. Here's a rider that wants to win when the races start.
We're here at the ranch, final round. Season's gone by quick, but we got third place pretty much locked up. We have a slight chance to get second if Joel has a really bad weekend and I have an amazing one. Just gonna keep working forward, pushing this weekend, hopefully get an overall and finish the season off strong. It's been ups and downs. I've been happy with it. Sometimes not totally happy with my performances and want to be up towards the front battling for wins. Yeah, with that in mind, I want to go into next year, and I don't plan to take a break this year. I'm planning to leave here and go back home Monday and keep working again. I got a couple vacations planned, but other than that, it's going to be work all winter and hopefully show up around 1 next year ready to win races and be more of a threat for this title.
Well, Brown has been the other guy. Wienen and Hetrick grabbing the headlines and most of the wins this year. But Hetrick's going to need someone like Brown to get between him and Wienen today. We'll be right back. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Amsoil. Locking him into the starting gates and getting ready for our first moto. Joel Hetrick coming to the line, needs to win both motos today and then hope for some bad luck for Chad Wienen. A pair of 4th place moto finishes, I believe, would wrap it for Wienen to take his 4th straight title. That's at least halfway to the all-time mark held by Gary Denton in this series. Let's go racing at Dirt Days with Jeff Rastrelli on board. And Hetrick doing what he has to do. Oh, hole shot, and Rastrelli tangling with the 20 of Upperman, so he's way back. But Hetrick off to the races, out front. It's what we call the long short shoot, leading them to this 10 Commandments. And tripling out is Hetrick. Does not control his own destiny. Winning the moto will not be enough to give him the title. And Wienen has already gotten to the number 2 spot. So good job by your defending champ on the Wienen Motorsports Maxxis Yamaha. Just trying to be safe today. And you can see there's some water thrown down on the track, some shiny spots. So they've all got to get a good feel for where the lines are now. As Upperman has the onboard, we saw him tangling with Rastrelli, so he's way back. Oh! And a big crash for Upperman. That section, they threw in a lot of sand the last couple of years, maybe sandier than ever this year, and that caught him out. And it's really hard to figure out how to set the machines up. See this jump face, how hard packed that is? And then you get to these corners that are so sandy and rough, and you're going from one surface to the other. That's just one of the challenges here at Loretta's. New jump right here after the finish line, a little tabletop with 3 knuckles on it, and Hetrick and Wienen out front. I think Wienen actually closing the gap here a little bit. And a shout out to 3rd place, David Hogsma, as V2 Casanava battles it out for 4th with Thomas Brown, and Hetrick tries to get away. Hogsma, the 3rd place rider, usually races off-road and in the desert in the Work Series, but whenever he shows up here at a national motocross, he is bad fast, so good for him in 3rd. Now Wienen's still there. He'll take advantage of a mistake from Hetrick to try to win the moto. I don't think he's going to go and try to run the wheels in on him. And this sand section, you're seeing it from the side now, this is what claimed Upperman. It gets really whooped out. And then you've got to eventually hang a hard left-hand turn. Now back toward the infield section, a big tabletop. This right-hand sweeper, again, very sandy, very deep. And Hetrick's starting to pull away. I don't think you're seeing the full charge from Wienen right now. This is a championship run. Thomas Brown working Higerson. They've gotten around Casanova, but Hogsma still in third. And you can see they're pointing Brown forward. Go get the third-place rider, who you can barely even see. That guy's gone. See him in red and orange flashing past the billboards. And Higerson is giving Brown all he can handle. Brown was actually in front of Higerson, so he has kept pace. Oh, Rastrelli tangled up with Casanova and almost went off the track. So the action is back there, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, as Hetrick on the corrosion specialty Hetrick Racing Honda gets away. And this kid has been so spectacular this year. Even if he doesn't win the title, best season ever for him. Oh, top of your screen, Casanova down hard. Stay with us. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain, ATVMC.com, and by Amsoil. Joel Hetrick leading the ATV Dirt Days at Loretta Lynn's Ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, about an hour outside of Nashville. Big triple after the finish line here. Then a step over double, all handled no problem for Hetrick, who has a big lead over this man, Chad Wienen, but he has been the class of the ATV motocross field, looking for 4 straight titles. And this second place finish will help him lock it down. Won't be able to clinch it in this moto, but just makes it that much harder for Hetrick to get it. Final moto of the year, which will come up after this, a 2-moto format, of course, every week in motocross. There's the big man from Galena, Illinois, on the Wienen Motorsports Yamaha. Wow. David Hogsma Jr. still third, and Higerson still pressing Thomas Brown. So a great run for Higerson. It's on the Vickery Racing Never Sleep designed Honda. And he was strong in our last event at Redbud. Went 4-5 in the 2 motos and 5th right now. So he's ending the season on a strong note. And now Higerson has caught Hogsma, and it looks like that's Brown right in front of them. So a quick switch up in the back section of the track. They call it Storyland here at Loretta's. White flag is out. Hetrick looking to win the moto. This would be his 11th of the year. Only 6 moto wins so far, actually, for Wienen, but it has been all about the consistency. Only twice has Wienen finished in 3rd place this year. Every other moto, he was either 1st or 2nd. So like I said, a great season for Hetrick, a career season for him, but it's so hard to overcome the excellence that is Chad Wienen. Hetrick had a few tumbles this year, including a very costly 14th place finish halfway through the year at Ironman in Indiana. He had run off 5 straight moto wins before that. It looked like the championship was maybe coming the way of the 88, but that crash and a few others has given Wienen just enough breathing room. Although now, Hetrick can take that 15-point lead. Whoa, hold on to that thing. And close it down to 12 as we prepare for the last moto of the year. Moto 1 is done here at Loretta's. Hetrick takes it. Here are your results. Good job by Higerson and Hogsma. Top 5. And quickly re-racking for moto number 2. Casanova and Rastrelli discussing that big crash in the 10 Commandments. Good to see V2 is okay. And we're ready to go racing. Can Chad Wienen lock down the championship for the 4th straight year? Rocky Mountain ATVMC on board with Upperman. Outside gate might work for Upperman. Yeah, I think he's got it. No, actually, look, Joe Bird on the right side of the screen. Yeah, good to see Joe Bird out front. Upperman now down to the inside, going to try to take the lead. Upperman and Bird have been at this game for a long time, but here comes Wienen down the middle. 3 wide coming out of that corner. And now to the 10 Commandments. Upperman on the right. The 7 on the left is Bird. Hogsma's around the outside, and I think he's going to pass Chad Wienen. So Upperman did not get the SSI Decals Whole Shot Award, but he does have the early lead after a quick pass on Bird. And let's see what he can do on the Root River Racing Honda. This section right here is what cost him big crash in Moto 1. Good to see he's okay and ready for Moto 2. And this is what ready looks like, clear racetrack. Oh, and a couple of clutch passes by Wienen to get to second. Around Bird, around Hogsma. Where is Hetrick? Lap 1 is down, and look at the speed differential. I mean, Wienen is just effortlessly quick on the Yamaha. Pit boards are out, and Wienen trying to get Upperman, and a big log jam behind him. You got Hogsma, Bird, and that is the red gear. Yep, that's the 88 of Hetrick. Look at Hogsma down to the inside. Oh, I thought he had another pass made on Wienen. That would be the second time that he put some serious heat on your champ. Here he is on the right side of the screen on the red machine. Max's H&M Motorsports ride. Actually, that's not Bird. That's Ronnie Higgerson next in line, and then Hetrick. So Hetrick, it's a good news, bad news situation. Wienen has riders all around him, which I guess potentially increases the chances of mistakes. But Hetrick is behind that entire group, and a little bobble, and that's going to allow Wienen to take the lead. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by AMSOIL. Through the 10 Commandments, Chad Wienen, well, he would like to just win a championship today. Winning the race, that is icing on that championship cake, and he is in position to do it. Got around Josh Upperman just before we went to break, and now he has made a break for it. Pulling a nice solid gap, and he just makes it look so easy. Here's Upperman back in second. You can barely even see the leader. And it's just scary to watch Upperman come through a section that we saw him crash earlier. Hogsma makes the pass. I mean, this guy is making a name for himself, and I believe there is a rumor that he would like to race this full series next year. Hogsma has been in and out because his priority is racing in the desert and off-road. But whenever he shows up, he does things like this, and that's put pressure on these guys to try to get in the top 3. Now we did not see Hetrick in that group. I saw Upperman, Hogsma, Thomas Brown, and Jeff Rastrelli on that yellow Can-Am. Let's watch again. Nope, no sign of Hetrick. And we hear that just a real simple mistake. Hetrick got hung up on a berm and then stalled the machine. So he's okay, he's still racing, but he lost a lot of ground. And as Brown has climbed up to second, and Hogsma in third, I believe that mistake from Hetrick and the lack of mistakes from Wienen have all but handed this title to the man from Illinois for the 4th straight year. And we repeat this story every season. Got to give him full credit. This guy broke his back a couple of years ago and has come back stronger than ever. The 4 straight titles came starting in his comeback year. So that shows how much desire and heart Chad Wienen has, and all the other standard racing things apply. A good group of people around him. He works hard, but he has fun at it. And that was also his first year with Yamaha. He has been undefeated as far as the titles go ever since getting on the YFZ 450R. And this is the second Yamaha rider, the Maxxis Moto Experts machine of Brown in second. Here's Hetrick trying to make up ground. He's caught Hogsma for third. And Wienen just wheeling away. This guy has been something else, the perfect or total package. Yes, he did not win as many motos as Hetrick this year, but there were a couple where Hetrick really pushed him, and he stepped up his game. As he mentioned to us on the top of the show, Hetrick has maybe brought the speed level up, and the champ was able to match it and not lose any of his trademark consistency. Is it already time to start theorizing next year what Hetrick is going to bring, what Wienen is going to do to try to hold him off, and how great the 2016 championship fight could be? Although Wienen's going to come out on top, there's no doubt Hedrick has gained some confidence this year. He's also gained third. He's gotten around Hogsma. He's now going to try to catch Brown with time running out in the season and the moto. Through the rough stuff, nothing will deter Chad Wienen. And for the fourth straight time, he's looking to not only come out on top at races, but to be the season champion. And he has done it. Chad Wienen, champion again in ATV National Motocross. He's headed to the podium also with today's overall win.
First motor, we got a decent start. The Maxxis tires were hooking up great, and the Yamaha is ripping out of the start. And Joel pulled the start, and I just kind of played it cool and rode in second the whole moto, and never really came a threat or anything like that. But second moto, came out of the start about third or fourth, and man, I just made some quick passes on a couple guys, and then we had Upperman out front, and man, he's keeping a good pace. I set a couple better lines and made the move on him and pulled a quick gap right away, and man, it's just so awesome. Finish out the year with a win, and here at Loretta's to wrap up the championship, fourth straight, and man, huge thanks to my team. I couldn't do it without them, and man, I just gotta thank my wife and you know, everybody behind me. I can't thank everybody enough, and this whole series putting it on, and I'm gonna enjoy this one. This was a really hard-fought championship. They don't get easier, and we're gonna have to work even harder for next year to try and go get 5. And man, that's our goals. And this year we reached our goal, but we're gonna enjoy this one. And so happy. Thank you.
Started off the weekend with first in time qualifying. Had a good gap coming in the first moto. I got a really good start. Dawson motor hooked up and Maxxis tires gripped off the line. Pulled the first moto whole shot. I think I won by 6 or 7 seconds. Second moto came out and had a mishap on probably third or fourth lap and stalled the bike. Got back going, caught up to third, put a hard charge on, almost had second, but just couldn't get it. Second overall though, so it's not a bad weekend. We're still on the podium and ended the season strong and second place overall. We'll push for the championship next year.
Finished up third overall for the day and the series. Chad and Joel, man, they had a great year. You know, I got third in the first moto and then was able to pull a second off in that second one. And man, I'm pumped. The Maxxis Yamaha team just pulled together. I can't thank Maxxis and Yamaha both enough. They hugely stepped up for my program. The guys that fly, Hyper, Root River, Fox, Walsh, man, there's just a list that goes on and on. I just can't thank everybody enough. Precision Stabilizers, man, it just, like I said, the list goes on and on. I can't thank everybody enough. Had to get Buddy fly in, and mechanic for this weekend stepped up for me. Brian Johnson, got to thank him out huge. He filled his shoes just perfectly and got me up here. And man, I'm looking forward to 2016. But like I said, I'm pumped on this season. Third overall. It's 2 years third, and I'm looking to improve next year. I want to bring home a championship, and we all say that, but I want to work for it and get it, and I'm excited to do it.
All right, good job by the very friendly rider from Texas. Here's your AMSOIL race recap. Hedrick also had the most hole shots this year, and he picks up a $2,000 bonus for that. Big crash for Casanova in the 10 Commandments. Hedrick would hold on to take the moto win over Chad Wienen. Moto number 2. Yeah, Wayback Machine. Hole shot for Joe Bird, challenged by Josh Upperman. But soon, down the inside, is going to come the champ in the sand section. He'd get around Upperman. Wienen now into the lead. Hedrick would have his problems trying to come through traffic. Too little, too late. They're trying to stop the overall win or championship celebration. Chad Wienen on top again in 2015. Congrats to him from everyone at Racer TV. I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.